Good afternoon. I hope this day finds everybody well. I'm coming now. Got a little thing nagging me. I call it soul searching. Seeking myself, speaking to my higher mind. Expanding my consciousness. We have to understand what happened to masses of people with these narratives and realities that have been put in place by powers, by spirits, by entities, deities that went against our growing, evolving, and expanding. And we are not taught anything about consciousness. And this is how people can program masses of people in a way that hurts them and not help them. When you don't know, then you can't grow. And the more you know, the further you go. And one of the things they did is mental energy manipulation. Because, see, when we come to the realization that we are just spirits experiencing being human, then we can see this world differently. And we're going into the age of Aquarius. You're going to have to come together as a cultural, as a collective, as a community to do things. This selfish spirit that has been around, this manipulative spirit that's been around, it won't be able to exist in this age of Aquarius. You see, the age just comes with the universe, it comes with the planets, it just comes with the electric magnetic field. This is out of man's control. We have to expand and evolve. And there are people that is preventing that because they want to take over this planet. And we have to understand this Bible thing, this Christian stuff, is why we are blocked. This is why we are stagnant. And this is why we are stuck. Because somebody got bits and pieces of things from back in the day, however many years ago, and they put it together in a book and say that everything started 2,000 years ago when Jesus walked this planet, which is so impossible. It is so impossible for this planet to have been here just 2,000. This planet Earth have been here for billions of years. Billions. That's what I'm saying. Your mind cannot even grasp this planet, this universe, you see. That's what they don't want you to expand. We came here with intentions to expand the mind. And somebody blocked that. But this Bible thing, you see, if we don't do it as a collective, if we don't come together, truth is unity, falsehood is division. If we don't come together, you have to ask yourself, how is it Jesus, who has all power, they say, has not come? Then you have to ask yourself, why is he not coming after knowing all of the evil that's being done to people? You see? When you sit with that and you accept that you've been lied to, the Jesus in that book is the man who's doing the damage to you. He's making you believe in him, that he's coming, and you're waiting, and you're not growing, and you're not evolving, and you're not expanding because you're waiting. Ask yourself, if you're waiting, because 9 out of 10 times, whoever finds this, they will know, from my perspective, there is no Jesus that's coming rapturing up, and then the others who find it will be them who need to wake up and think. You see, if Jesus was coming to rapture you up and you waiting for him, ask yourself, how are you able to do it right now that Jesus is not here? So you're saying Jesus is separate from you. You see? If you're waiting, you're saying Jesus is separate from you. And then you're saying that you can make your heart beat. And you can see from out of your eyes, and you can hear in your ears, and you can talk, and you can walk, and you make your lungs work. You see, you say you're doing that without a higher force, a higher power. So when you decide to connect with you, the inner man, the spirit man, the light within, and look at the exterior as the messages that will help you grow and expand, then you will wake up. But as long as you keep on believing Jesus is coming, someone has power over you, and you have no control of your thoughts because you're not thinking. You're not thinking. That's impossible. It's impossible. And that is why we're stuck and stagnant until we let that go. I have let that go, but I say we because I'm a part of the collective. You see, it takes all of us to do it. Me expanding my mind and sharing it with someone else is to help us get on one accord. Y'all book says when 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there shall be in the midst. So the there shall be in the midst is the vibration will become larger. And anything dark, anything negative, anything opposition, anything wicked won't be able to penetrate what we, the 2 or 3 who are gathered. You see, when 2 people are gathered and they don't want anybody to break that gathering, they have the power to keep that force out. Because if that force not doing what those 2 or 3 are doing, they're not allowed in. I hope you got that. And right now, this atmosphere is shifting. The truth is being revealed. And if you don't want to accept the truth, then you're going to continue to get stronger delusions. And eventually, you're not connecting to the energy, to the vibration, to the atmosphere, to the electric magnetic field that's elevating us. You will pass away. You will pass away from this experience, what you think is death, which is not death. You're just going to be plucked up out of this experience. And to us, it will seem as death, because that's what they told us. You see, we continue to repeat the narrative of what is what, who is what, where is what. We're just repeating these things, and we're not seeking information to expand our own minds. Nobody has the intelligence to know everything about this world who are empowered. That's impossible. Everybody knows something. Nobody knows everything. That's why we need each other. But again, they program us to not to depend on each other, not to come together, not to look out for each other. And this is where the division comes in. They divided us with the 50 states. You see? States could mean anything. There's so many meanings to words. They gave us the meaning to these words. But that's not the be all end all. We're free. State of mind. So how is state of mind different from the state of a state when you're using the same word spelled the same way? Because we never had a chance to ask them. And when you don't ask questions, this is how people have power over you. I had an experience where people came in my feed and I wrote something down. I'm just trying people to wake up and see the Bible story is not real. It's fiction. It's lies. Everything about the Bible is making God as an evil person. It says that He's the same all the time, forever, today, tomorrow, and forever. So God is not a loving God one minute, and then He telling people to rape people and kill people and sending floods of water on them. And y'all don't have what it takes to comprehend that book. Nobody has what it takes to comprehend that whole Bible from the beginning to the end. That's why they got so many different religions, so that they can keep everybody compartmentalized. You see, Islam, Christian, you see, Muslim, Hinduism, Catholics. So that's a division right there. But you're talking about one God. Or are we talking about a different God? Because you can't have different religions and talk about the same person in the Bible. How many gods is there? Was the real one? Please stand up. So again, consciousness, our consciousness. And when your consciousness starts to wake up, it's kind of like you've been in a dark room for a year, a pitch dark room for a year. And somebody comes in and just draw on a bright, bright, bright light. And of course you're going to turn away because the light is too bright. You've been in darkness for a long time. That's what's happening to you. And so when people, like 2 people got triggered by what I post on my post, I can post what I want to post. So they're not that they're triggered by what I'm posting and not asking themselves, why am I worried about what this person writing on their post? People think they can come and make you conform and comply because that's what they're used to doing. Or people think they can make you keep doing the same thing because that's what they choose to do. But I choose to change. I choose not to conform. I choose not to comply. I want to live life to the fullest. And to live it to the fullest, you can't listen to what nobody say is be all, end all. Nobody can tell me what is God. Nobody can tell me what is the Most High and Holy Spirit. I have to put that into my perception and my perspective of what that is to me. Based on my life experience, I can call that whatever I want to call that. You see, these people stole what is uh, the beginning of how religion was. It was worshiping the stars and knowing the stars and connecting to the stars and knowing when it was going to rain and how to determine the weather. Nature was religion. See, they had to look at the weather. They had to look at the trees to see the leaves and know what time. You see? But these people say everything is in a book. Jesus is in a book. God is in a book. He's not out here with these trees changing and the sun coming up and going down and the rain and the snow. You see, and the flowers blooming. Like they said, New Year's Eve was January the 1st. It's not. March is New Year's. You see? Jesus' birthday wasn't Christmas. It was about the sun in the sky staying still for 3 days. You see, that's the darkness. You see, they made that as the Jesus born on Christmas Eve, you see. They twist up everything. Everything that they gave us, they twisted up. They flipped it over. They lied about it. They changed it up. So how can we trust anything that anybody says if we don't go seek it ourselves and connect with it on a spiritual level? People get upset because you don't want to believe what somebody wants you to believe. I don't have to believe that. That's why we in this trouble that we in now, because we're believing what other people say to believe and not even given a chance to go and seek information, to read about it, to do research on it, to experience with it. Just believe this, just do this, just say this, just go here, just go there. And that's not how life is going to be lived to the fullest if you're being a follower and not the leader. You see, when you're leading and you make mistakes, you correct them as you're going. But if you're following, you don't know what they're doing up ahead. You're just following somebody that could be bringing you to a dead end road. You see? But when you're leading, you can use your own judgment and reroute when you're a leader, because you're leading people somewhere. And we got a lot of people that's leading people, and we don't know where we're going with these people. These people taking us to, and have taken us to a dead end road. But I have chose to stop following people, and I'm just trying to get people to come together and understand that if you don't expand your mind, you're going to keep doing what you're doing. And if you're getting what you're supposed to be getting, then you should never have a problem. But if you're doing what you're doing and you ain't getting what you should be getting, then you should stop doing what you're doing and start doing something else, and maybe you might get something else. You see, a lot of people are scared of change. People don't want to change, but change is the only thing that's going to make a difference in this world is if we change. Like, I can't sit on this porch all night. I got to get up out of this spot and get into another spot, see? That's how you move forward. You just can't keep, it's a dead end road. It's a dead end road. You can't live life doing the same thing. But again, if the mind is not expanding, you will never see it, because some people are stuck in their ways, and some people are afraid of change. Some people just don't know how to die to the ego and allow somebody to lead them. You know, we all got trust issues. People done been hurt, and, you know, we done been lied to by the people in power. And so, you know, and some people who not in power, we've been lied to. So trust is a big thing, and we have to trust the process. And that's one of the things I can really speak on, is trusting the process, because I left my home state and I left by myself. I left my family, you see. So I trusted the process. I believed in myself. I lost the spirit of fear, because what was going to happen was going to happen. But not doing it, I would have never known what I was capable of doing, my strengths, you see, evolving, expanding, learning more, meeting more people, doing different things. You can't grow and evolve if you don't change. And so when I was able to do that, that should give people an incentive to know that they can do it as well. So sometimes we do things to show people that they can do, You just got to trust the process. And if we fall, we get up and we try again. That's what it's about. So we can't live in fear. We cannot live in fear. And these people are just projecting a lot of things onto us in the spiritual realm, asking us to receive that spiritually. And so if you don't receive it, then you do the opposite of what they ask and the opposite of what they're talking about, you know. Again, if we don't expand our conscious mind and conscious awareness, a lot of people gonna leave out of this experience, and we've been witnessing that on a regular. People just been dying left and right, you see, because they don't want to grow and evolve, because people just complacent and don't want to change and come together. If you want to be a man on an island by yourself and you want to be selfish, then you're going to have to figure it out by yourself. Because you can't say you want to be selfish and be by yourself, and then when things get rough and you want people to come, you know, united we stand. And love. The problem is the love is not being taught. Everybody's being taught with the conditions. You have to be a certain way to be loved. And that is the problem. That's the division. Everybody is lovable. Everybody have love to give because you're alive, you know. So again, I just wanted to chit chat for a little bit and talk about conscious awareness. We got to come from out of the spell that they put us in. Think about the Jesus story. He hasn't raptured the people up yet. He has not raptured the people up yet. And they go into the digital currency. They done did the jab on millions of people. Millions of people done died. Million people done had side effects, you know, impaired behind the jab. And Jesus not here yet. So something is wrong with this rapture. And the thing about it is, the word rapture not even in the Bible. You see? Who Bible is that rapture in? And if they got so many different Bibles written, then which one is the right one? You see, that's too much confusion. You can't be on one accord like that. And all of them got a different Allah. You got Yeshua, you got Jesus, you got Buddha. You got so many different people that's supposed to be the main character. So how we know which one is the right one? So that's a prime example right there. You know, not to be following that stuff that's confusion, you know, and even that Jesus Christ story. The fact that people believe man had power to kill Jesus. Sit with that. Man had power to kill Jesus. He had power to kill God. Sit with that. So if he had power to kill Jesus, Jesus might be scared to come back over here. Maybe that's why he ain't getting back yet. That means he can kill you then. So if God has this power that he says he has, then why couldn't he have changed their hearts? If God is love and God couldn't open up their hearts miraculously, he worked miracles. You see what I'm saying? He can do all things. Just sit down with some of the stuff that they're telling y'all from out their Bible. Sit with some of that stuff, y'all. Like God is almighty. And he let a mere man kill him. And y'all wait for him to come back and get y'all. Is that right? So if he can come back and get y'all, then he could have stopped them people from killing them. Because why would he come after he died? And if God is a spirit, how he coming back? How he gonna come get you if you're a spirit? The spirit would have to be laid upon you, huh? The spirit would have to jump in you, right? And if he coming back in a human form, how long it take for him to come back into human form? And how will he get here? On the bus? What? Car? Let that sizzle in your spirit. That's food for thought, y'all. That's food for thought. When you sit down with the stuff that they told us, and you start really sitting with the stuff that they told us, it will not make sense, y'all. It will not add up. And you're going to have to accept the truth. They lied to us. That Bible is a big, the biggest lie ever told. That Jesus Christ story. That's the biggest lie. Fooled the whole world. that Jesus Christ story tricked the whole world. But it is what it is. I had my anger moment that I passed through, having, vengeance of pastors who lied to us. And I was saying, did they do it knowing they did it, or did they not know they was just as dumbed down as us or whatever? But I did go through my moment of being angry at the church, and you will go through that. Your anger of the church program, the church lie, the church hurt. And that's a part of your growth. That's a part of expanding. But we must move on past that energy. Feeling it is healing it. And that's what we have to do. Sort through the things that we suppressed. Sort through things that comes up in our emotional body so that we can know what that is and we can move on and grow and evolve. Because you have to have maturity in your emotions to expand your mind. Because see, your mind going to be telling you things that you have not learned. You see? And you got to be mature enough to understand what expansion means. Anything. Anything is possible. Anything. That's how you expand your mind. They put our mind in a box. They made us small thinkers or no thinkers. So we need to look at that. Expand that mind. Yes, I'm going to get on out here. I'm sitting outside, but it's kind of chilly out here. And I just came out here for a little bit. I've been in the room. It rained today. But that's neither here nor there. But I just wanted to let this talk a little bit, trying to help us wake up and come together. Find people who trying to wake us up and stop conforming and complying and just start following these people and doing your own spiritual work, which is to look within yourself, to be able to stand on your own, to do it by yourself. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to have nobody. Sometimes you got to be alone to find yourself. Sometimes we got to go through some things. Sometimes we're going to have to cry. Sometimes we're going to have to eat humble pie. You get what I'm saying? To grow and evolve. Because there's a lot of things that are connected to us that don't line up with our mind, heart, and spirit being in alignment with the as above, so below. So we're going to have to change some things to get in alignment with as above, so below, as within, so without. So everything that comes into our lives, people who come into our lives, places that we go, will teach us something. And just know, when life makes you uncomfortable, it's only asking you to grow. So you sit in the moment and see what is that feeling. See what they're saying. Listen to hear and not to respond. You see? Anything you don't understand, you go do research on. You see? And you just sit with it. And this is how you start to grow and evolve. Yes, I'm going to get on out of here. I love y'all. Namaste.